Hello, everyone. My name is Ken Blanchard. I am the host of WarriorCast, and I'm a lifetime martial artist. Uh, been practicing martial arts since the age of 7. I study Gracie Jiu Jitstu under Relson Gracie, um, Muay Thai under Carlos Lopez, Thai Lotus Boxing. I've done Taekwondo most of my life, and like you, I'm a fight fan, and I kind of wanted to do a YouTube video, um, get this whole weekend out of off my chest. I just wanted to talk about it. It's still on my mind. Just had the Conor Jose Aldo fight, or it wasn't really a fight. It was a knockout. It was just the whole weekend was crazy. Starting off with UFC Fight Pass fights. Man, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. I'm so excited. That's how I am. I don't care about any other sport, but MMA, boxing, and kickboxing. It's like stuff just lives in my mind. But anyway, um, the Fight Pass fights I didn't really get to watch because Fight Pass was kind of acting crazy with the password thing that was going on. So I missed the Court McGee versus Marcio Alexandre fight. Um, this was tonight's card. I'm sorry, I know I jumped ahead, but then it was the Yancy Medeiros versus John McDessie split decision. Kind of upset about that, but that one, John McDessie is one of my favorite fighters. He just has a hard time getting on taller fighters. He just can't get it. He's always getting caught with jabs and right hands and everything straight down the middle. Sorry, this camera's kind of funny. I'm using my MacBook. I don't really have a real camera yet, so hopefully when I get more videos on this channel, I'll have more videos and everything. I mean, better video quality and everything like that. And then there was Magomed Mustavev. I can't say his name. Sorry. He defeated Joe Proctor via TKO. This dude is scary. I made a comment on Facebook saying that Russians are just as scary to me as Brazilians. These dudes are just heavy-handed, just killers, man. Just they go after it with no regard for anything, and just destroy this guy with hooks, just strikes to the body. He threw a knee in there too. I remember. And it was Leonardo Santos versus Kevin Lee. I didn't really get. I came in to the Buffalo Wild Wings right when this was just went off, so I didn't get to see the finish. I saw the highlight though. Friends telling me Kevin Lee didn't do that great of a job. Like he just didn't have his hands up, and I had to watch it later on the DVR. I recorded all the fights. But it's crazy because I was just seeing him on the Mayweather channel. Like he trains at the Floyd Mayweather's gym. Trains with Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle. So I thought he would have better hands. Apparently he wasn't using his boxing. Um, Warley Alves versus Kobe Covington. I was eating my food and I look up. Chu just slaps on a guillotine choke, just squeezing for life. Um, can't even get the guy off him, and finally taps him in round one. And then there was Tisha Torres. She defeated the newcomer Jocelyn Jones Lieberger. I think Jocelyn Jones Lieberger is the one that came from RFA. She beat Zola Frosto, and I guess because of Michelle losing her chance to be in the UFC, she didn't get to come. She had an injury, so she couldn't make this. So they had to find a replacement. And since Jocelyn had her last victory over Zoila, she put her in against Tisha. And Tisha just did a wonderful job. I thought she was gonna have a hard time since she was only 5'1", and Jocelyn was 5'8", but she pulled it off. She kept throwing those overhand rights, just coming in, blitzing in with that combination, ending it with the right hand. She kept her off her. She just really pressured her in the beginning in the first round, and did her thing. So congrats to Tisha on that one. That was just a great performance. Really lived up to the name of Tidy Tornado because she was just all over the place with everything, just swarming Jocelyn. And then Uriah Faber versus Frankie Saenz. I've heard the Saenz, but I'm not really familiar who he was and how he fights. But he gave Uriah Faber a pretty good fight. Faber has really good fakes. I like that he does, like, he shoots for a takedown that comes up with a knee, or he throws a right hand to an uppercut, or just everything is just looks good. But Frankie Saenz had a few good combinations. He was throwing those inside leg kicks, and he was throwing a few good shots. But that second round, Uriah was swarming him with elbows, knees. He was trying to finish him, but I was like, it's too early in the round. He needs to slow down and pick his shots. But he just couldn't do it. He was too amped up. But he got the unanimous decision. Some people were like, "What? I can't believe it." But I actually thought, yeah, he got the. I thought he got the split, but they gave it unanimous for Uriah Faber, the California kid, the favorite for the, and that was the main event of the undercard. And then we move on to the main card. Max Holloway versus Jeremy Stephens. Um, he. This wasn't a very fast paced rock'em sock'em robot slugfest like people probably wanted, but it was very good technical. At first, I was like, did anybody land a punch yet? Nothing really happened, but Max Holloway was really doing his thing like he always does, outpointing him. Um, Jeremy Stephens just couldn't get off on anything, and I bet he wanted a war, he just couldn't get it. But Max Holloway just did his usual, um, well done striking that he always does. So he got a unanimous decision. Then Damian Maia, I was like, I don't know who's gonna win this one. I'm undecided because Damian Maia's been looking good lately, and Gunnar Nelson's also a monster too. So I don't know. So I was kind of like, Damian Maia's jiu-jitsu is like probably the best in the UFC. Him and Jacare have probably the best grappling, I think. But yeah, he was just on Gunnar like like stink on poop. He's just on him. He Gunnar couldn't get away from his back was taking like the whole fight pretty much. Um, he couldn't get him off of him. Gunnar tried to roll, and he was still had him crossed up and taking his back, fighting for the rear naked choke, and he had the body lock on him multiple times in the fight. He just couldn't get off of him, and Damian Maia is just proving that he's one of the best jiu-jitsu fighters in the UFC. Getting a unanimous decision. Gunnar just couldn't get any answers off. I saw an interview where he said he hopes it goes to the ground. I was like, man, you don't want to take any professional of any area to where they feel comfortable unless you somehow you're better than them. But he did it. And he pulled it. Wait, he didn't do it. I mean, sorry, he didn't do it, and he should have just worked on his stand up and try to catch Damian there, but he didn't. Then Yoel Romero, this beast of a man, versus Jacare Souza. I don't know where I am with this one. It's kind of weird. Yoel Romero started off really strong. Um, that ended the round. He caught him with a spinning back fist that really wobbled Jacare. Um, but Jacare got some takedowns in there, if I remember right. He got some shots, and Yoel kind of gassed out. You know, he has all that muscle, kind of needs oxygen for all those muscle he got, but he didn't do well enough for the judges to give it a split decision. And it was a crazy fight. I didn't see it going that way, but it was. Fans weren't happy. A lot of fans were Jacare fans that weren't happy with that one. Then the co-main event, this one things was getting crazy. I was like, that's just actually happening. We got the champion and the challenger who's been talking trash to each other for a while. East meets West. A lot of people were like, man, Jacare should have been fighting Chris for the belt. Not Luke, but people. I think Dana wanted to. He thought that would make a better fight, better story for the fight, for the UFC. So he put that together instead. I mean, Luke proved why he was he got the shot, he just kicks were phenomenal. His distance was going well. He dealt with Chris Weidman's pressure. He just did everything right. Chris had nothing. He didn't answer anything back. He was trying his best. He threw a spinning wheel kick in there, spinning hook kick. I was like, what are you doing? If you don't kick, you shouldn't throw spinning hook kicks or any spinning attack. Just stay with a back leg roundhouse or a front kick if you can to the stomach, but don't throw anything spinning. Or maybe a leg kick, but not that. Don't try anything fancy if you don't usually do it. But Luke was fighting off a guillotine. It wasn't really there. He wasn't really in position to get it. So that's why Herb stopped that and placed him back up, standing. But then towards that third, maybe second round, I can't remember. Herb Dean was just letting it go on way too long. I thought he should have been stopped it. Chris didn't have anything to answer for it. He was just holding his guard up. Some punches was going through, just murdering. His face was all cut up after that. I was like, Herb, what are you doing? That went on, had to go on for like a minute or more. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but it was way too much for me. A lot of people were kind of put off by that. A lot of angry Twitter tweets and stuff like that. But yeah, Luke is a new champion, and I'm sure Daniel Cormier and Luke are gonna take some selfies with their belts. um, I kept saying this joke. I was like, Daniel Cormier's gonna be like, "That's my best friend, my best friend." He's gonna be like that. They're gonna be jumping up around. Now they got to get Kane to get his belt back, but I don't think Verdum's gonna lose another fight with Kane. But that's just me. But yeah, that was a crazy fight. Luke definitely proved why he deserved that shot. Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. Man, I've been waiting for this fight forever, and finally got it. Um, it was built up for almost forever. I mean, he's been calling out Jose since he got in the UFC. 7 fights. They've been calling him out. Just how my jaw just dropped. I was holding my jaw like this for probably a minute. Got stuck. I was like, I can't believe what just happened. I blinked and Jose was on the ground. I don't know what. I didn't even look away. It was just that fast. Like house way. How did that happen? The people that is what Tommy Toll called these people. The but they love to say that it was fixed and all that, but it wasn't fixed. It wasn't a lucky punch. Conor's just a crazy, gifted, technical striker. He sees these things. He sees these things. Mystic Mac. It wasn't a lucky punch because, if they were standing in the middle, going blow full, banging out, trading, and somebody dropped, it would have been a lucky punch. But this was the thing. Jose said this before. He's like, the first shot I land is going to knock Conor out. And that's the whole mindset he had. Was he's trying to land that first punch. He never does. He was so mad at Conor. He was in his head for sure. And he was rushing in there, trying to land that right hand or left hand, whatever he was. Let me see. Let me watch real quick what he was trying to do. And he was trying to lift that left hook at first, keeping him away. He tried to come in, with that left hook, and Conor, being a southpaw, stepped back like a genius, threw that left hand, right to the jaw, right to the perfect spot on Jose's chin, knocked him down. Got a few extra shots in there too, and Big John stopped it. I can't believe it was happening. It was just so fast. There's a lot of build up to this fight, and only for that to last that long. I know for the casual fans, they're not happy with that either. But hopefully we get a rematch. I know Frankie just got his knockout win over Chad Mendes the other day, but I think being a champion for 10 years, undefeated for 10 years, that warrants you a rematch, especially something that short. So I want to see another rematch. I want to see what else if Jose is like clear-minded and knows better. If Ronda can get a rematch, then Jose for sure got to get a rematch. Yeah, Frankie might have to wait a little bit on that one. I want to see this rematch. Maybe he can fight Max Holloway to stay active. That'd be a good matchup. Just throwing that out there. Uh, but yeah, we lost a lot of champs this year. Lost a lot of champs this year. Kane lost to Verdun. John Jones lost to himself. I was a big John Jones fan, but he just let me down. I'm like Obi-Wan Kenobi at the end of the Star Wars 3. You were the chosen one. But he went to the dark side of the Force for a little bit. He's coming back to the light. But we lost John. Lost Anthony Pettis. Had a hard fight with RDJ, who's defending his belt next weekend. And then Johnny Hinch lost his belt to the monster that's Robbie Lawler. And Ronda recently got KO'd by Holly Holm. But people were counting out. I was like, I don't know. Holly is the perfect style for her. She's very patient. She waits. She throws those good jabs. Left hands, the side kicks to keep her away. Ronda even knew. She predicted her own outcome, which is crazy. We lost Chris Weidman tonight or yesterday, whenever you're watching this. Just crazy fights. It was just one-sided the whole way. And yeah, all we have now is Demetrius Johnson, T.J. Dillashaw from this year. It's crazy year of fights. Only person who I knew was going to won this weekend was Rose Namajunas. I knew that was in the bag for her. I knew Paige had no technique for her. She was just a killer. But man, what a weekend! I love fighting. I can't. That's why I had to stay up and do this video. It's been on my mind forever. It's like I got to do a video. Hopefully, this shows on YouTube and people can watch and talk. We can talk about this. But yeah, I have a podcast, the Warrior Cast podcast. I'm on Twitter at the Warrior Cast. I don't know if you see me tweeting. Try to be funny, but at the Warrior Cast on Twitter, Instagram at the Warrior_Cast. Also on Instagram, Kicking It Ken. Yeah. So that was my thoughts on this weekend. Didn't go too in depth with the other fights, but you guys seen that, I'm sure. So hopefully this plays on YouTube, and hopefully you guys had a good weekend too with the fights. Signing off. This is Ken. Hope to do more videos. Peace. Watch the fights, peeps. Go train.